Hey everyone, in this video I want to talk about why it's so important to have balanced game. I'm Janol, I'm creator of a mod, Make Pairs Great Again, a Fall 4 mod, which I've been thinking about more over a year. I've been carefully changing things and balancing things out. And I'm really passionate about balance even before, like it's something that I think about in my free time. And it's very important for me because the more balanced things are, the more real choices you have. And why I say this? If you have some option, which, for example, imagine that you are playing a shooter game like Counter Strike, and, and guns cost no money, so you can take any single gun. So you can pick Scout, the weapon which you can move fast with and deals a lot of damage, but it doesn't one shot. Or you can take the AVP, which one shots no matter where you hit. It's so much easier to get a hit with AVP. Yes, of course, you cannot like aim and shoot as easily with AVP. But if you stand your ground and shoot, you will always hit your target no matter where you hit. And why it's so much better gun. Um, and that's why Counter Strike has decided to gate better guns behind money because they want the weapons to be imbalanced, but they balance them by giving them a price tag, which is something that some other games probably cannot do. Here we are looking at Path of Exile, which gives players the choice to specialize into a certain type of build by picking something that's called ascendancy class. Uh, you can pretty much start anywhere on the skill tree, which is like fast skill tree, and the starting location is determined by your class. So there is one type of balance, like is the skill tree good enough? There has been buffs and changes here and there a bit, giving more health here and there. But also the other thing that is like often more important is the ascendancy classes, which also need to be balanced to give player choices. Here we can see last patch, this is live service game, and here is Trickster at 11% because it has been quite meta. There is a way how to get him to deal a lot of damage and also having a lot of health. This is gated behind money, however, so it's not something that everyone can do, but those people that can do it are very on top. And this is why it has been like the top 1% class and played by so much people. On the other side, we have here Assassin, which is the same class but different ascendancy, meaning it starts at the exact same tree, but it has different ascendancies. It's like different specialization, and it has been played so much less. And the reason is because the ascendancy, first of all, it's more niche, it's less general. Trickster is more general, so it's better for more builds. But also, Assassin is, or at least was, just weak. It's still weaker, at least less played, I would say. It's not that terrible, but it's still not great. And yeah, we can see that the top maybe like six ascendancy choices make about the same percentage as the top one choice. And this is kind of scary if you are into balancing games or playing games or having choices in the game because this is not really a great choice. Like, if you want to try Assassin, you know that Trickster is probably better. Maybe not at the exact same build, but overall it is great ascendancy class. But Assassin is just weak. And this reduces your choices really, or at least if you are thinking about the power of the ascendancy, you are thinking, is this a good thing to take, or should I take the other one? And in most cases, it's better to take the other one, and a lot more people took the other one. Another class I want to talk about is Elementalist or not class, Ascendancy in this case. Um, it's not like the top end, I would say, Ascendancy, but it's very good. Like, there is a lot of good things on them, on the Ascendancy, and you don't need to have very high end game build to be powerful. And that's why it has so much percentage because it's overall pretty good. The same with Necromancer, it's pretty good. Like it's very strong, and there is just no real weakness. I would say that the ascendancy is very good, and the ascendancy should be balanced somewhat around those because all the points are very similar in power, and they feel great. But a lot of the lower ranked ascendancies just have so much inconsistencies and are not great. Let's go to another game, Fallout 4. I don't necessarily agree with every single tier in this tier list. However, there are a few things that are kind of obvious. First of all, we have here uh, mm, a rifleman, yes, and it's S tier considered because rifles they consume the least ammo, deal the most damage per hit. Therefore, in the early game, is the most efficient gun to use. It also has damage buff on top of the damage buff in form of penetration, so they deal even more damage. And compared to heavy guns, which are in some cases also very powerful, but they have issues in a lot of cases with ammo or weight, or you just don't get them very early, so they are not very popular. So yeah, this is the difference between two damage pairs which have the exact same damage percentages, but one of them is way more powerful or popular, I would say, at least popular. Um, then we have here perks like Lone Wanderer, which is pretty powerful perk, but there is a downside that you need to be alone. However, a lot of people don't see this as downside and want to experience the Commonwealth on their own, and they view this as very powerful perk. On the other side, Night Person is something that is considered pretty weak because the more ranks you get, the weaker the additional ranks are, and also the effect only works 50% of the time on average. You can kind of go like towards the perk and like increase its power by sleeping and getting more out of it. But overall, the perk is quite it's not very powerful and it gets even weaker the more perks you go on. That's why people don't like it as much. And yeah, this is why it's important to have balancing games because people will just not play the underpowered things, and it will reduce effectively the real choices player has. So that's everything for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.